welcome to another horror review. Well, hopefully sound a bit better now. I can finally on the mend and speak more than 2 sentences without choking. So hopefully get some more movies done. Another one come up randomly, and it turned out to be a major surprise. I was not expecting to watch a movie from Northern Ireland. Genuinely wasn't. This is on Shudder. It appeared. It's a new one, newly released there, and I've just stuck it on to see. And sure enough, it's from the old hometown, which was interesting. All in all, actually, it was a decent flick. Super dark, proper grim, which I would expect from my lovely dark cousins and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. So what we have here is a probation officer, Cathy Madden, and we start off seeing her. In fact, we start off this weird scene outside where I think it was her. Should have went back and we watched that, but was here grubbing about getting pulled by a chain, which is sort of reminiscent of the scene later on. I should have double checked that if it was Mary or her, but I think it was like a foretelling, you know, why they do that sometimes in movies. But effectively, start off, Cathy's a probation officer. Was here trying to get somebody screwed bag who's disappeared, and then all hell breaks loose. He's sitting drinking with his mate. His mate just starts wailing into her. Proper psycho. So this movie's not messing about. No holding back, and just looking at a can of pepper spray on her, so she's able to deal with it. And then he gets arrested, and the other guy, and then we kind of find out that the police officer, who's local's her ex-husband. This is a typical Northern Irish village. I don't miss it. I'll tell you that. I don't miss everybody knowing everybody and being connected to everybody and everybody knowing your bloody business. And even when you go to work, there's somebody that knows you. I don't miss that at all. I like just going about my business, being the grey man. But yeah, this is your typical Northern Irish village. Everybody is only one cousin's wedding away from being related to everybody else. You know, that's a horror story on its own. But yeah, we'll have Mary Laidlaw. She's getting released on probation after 20 years inside. She's moving back to her family home, I think it is. An old farmhouse. And Mary, actually, there was another probation officer refused to take a case because of her history. She's known as Bloody Mary because she killed her husband. She killed her husband and somebody else, but it wasn't like she massacred an entire school. It was just a typical small village mentality. So everyone's afraid of her. Think she's a witch, which actually she is, because there's no hiding this from the start. And yeah, she's released. Cathy goes to meet her, and straight away Mary starts getting into her head. Like, this woman's not messing about. Like, she doesn't care who sees her, doesn't see her. She's back in the family home, and she's putting up her Wiccan images. I wouldn't too. It's kind of bastardized, you know. It's not satanic. It's old Celtic Wiccan stuff, but it's kind of adapted as well. I think you're talking about druidic, you know, magic of human sacrifice, proper, proper barbaric magic of old, not the kind of fluffy Wiccan stuff we see today. You know, it's not like that. This is a practitioner of like the ancient crafts. Oh, we have a chat as active. Who we got? And there's Chris. How are you, man? Just said there to start. Feeling a lot better. I can actually speak now, and I'm not sitting just through live stream. So hopefully I'll cover a lot more movies. Strippers versus Werewolves Part 2, pulled under Unite. Do you know what? There probably is one. What I am going to review, though, is Slumber Massacre Part 2. I've got it queued up. I'm definitely checking that one out. I believe there's 3 in the series. I've found the second one. I've got it queued up. So I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to revisit that. Well worth the look. Like I said, this one I'm talking about now is set in my old homestead in Northern Ireland. And it's just, it was a bit of a shock. Wasn't expecting it. And there's so many things about it that makes me go, thank God I moved away. Oh my God, I couldn't do that again. I miss home sometimes. I miss the familiarity, but I don't miss the parochial nature of everybody being in your business and knowing everything about you. You fart and everyone knows what favourite beans you've had, sort of thing. It's maddening. But we'll have this main character, Mary, and she's just straight out evil, wants to mess with people. And she starts messing with Cathy, the probation officer, like from the outset. Starts telling her things about herself that there's no way she could have known, because these two people have not met. Like I said, there's been like a 20-year gap. They made Cathy's a bit of a southern twang, and they made a reference about her not being from around these parts. You get a lot of that back home as well. You're not from around here. You haven't lived here with your cousin, sister, uncle for 20 generations. How dare you? You're an import. And you're going to be 5 miles, the next town across. Yeah, my country's mental. But yeah, you get to see that played out. What else? We'll see the build up the sort of characters. So we'll see Cathy. She's picking up her son, Luke, from her ex-husband who we'd already met, because he's like the local Bobby. It's a small village, so it's not like we've got the full force with Hasten either. There's like a one copper sort of thing. He's sort of the detective sergeant and a couple of Bobbies, but it's not really like, it's not like Belfast, if that makes sense, or any other major city. But yeah, kind of get introduced to that. So I find out that they split up. She's with someone else who's pregnant. I don't know if he remarried or not, but then the wee lad's calling her mummy, and there's that whole thing, because that gets played with later on. So they set that up. Then Jason, he goes to visit Mary to check on her for some reason. Starts messing with him, telling things, and then 2 kids go missing. And then that starts everybody just going mad. We learn a wee boy go missing and can't find him. We'll find out that Mary's not. This is so blatantly out in the open. You actually see her, so it's not like a hidden twist or reveal or anything. They're playing out. She's carrying out witchcraft. She's kidnapping kids. She wants their blood. She wants to do gnarly stuff. And we've got the wandering man. So you have somebody in a like a supernatural costume. That's a bit of a reveal. They kind of keep that secret, so I'll try not to spoil that bit. But yeah, they kind of have the wandering man. She's in service of the wandering man. And these are the offerings. And then the film just it's weird. I would say it was long drawn out, but it's not, because it's actually a really tight drama, if that makes sense. There's a supernatural elements to it, but at the same time it's a character driven movie. So we end up people are out hunting for the kids, can't find them. They find someone else who was murdered, local hobo. They find his body. They never really explain why, but he was killed anyway. And maybe he was snooping about where he wasn't, but yeah, he just got killed for saving it. And then, like I said, we see the scene with Mary and the 2 kids hidden in the basement, and then the kids are found a day or 2 later, and they're not just dumped, they're laid out, and the rose petals on their eyes, and ritualistic, their arms are crossed, all that kind of stuff. And then that just sends everyone crazy. You know, the parents grieving, and then they start trying to form a lynch mob because they're going after Mary because they're not, you know, all of a sudden she comes back and it's like, you know, if you know, you know, sort of thing. And police are trying to stop them from just tearing her apart. And then it goes just block mental. Mary this has to be one of the toughest antagonists I've seen in a movie in a long time. This is unrepentant, will work their will, and they don't care who sees them. They'll take anybody on. You know, she's got that real proper toughness about her. And this is where it goes weird because then she ends up kidnapping Cathy, the probation officer, and then she performs magic on her. Then we get the reveal of the Wandering Man. Sorry, the person in the effigy of the Wandering Man, because not playing a role. And then what she's trying to do with the magic. Yeah, because I don't want to. It's a good movie. I don't want to spoil it, and there's quite a lot. You think that it couldn't go any further, but it does. We'll find out the actual association of the Mandrake. So it is the Mandrake route. It is the supernatural Mandrake route that's involved in this, and it's involved in the casting of the magic. So the title is very apt for the movie, and it is relevant. So it's good to note that. Yeah, we have this whole scene where basically she kidnaps Cathy to work her will on her. And we never find out what her end goal was because she like just doesn't care. This woman literally does not care if she gets caught. And things escalate, and Cathy manages to free herself because we've seen from the start she's quite tough. Yeah, kind of that part of the world, you know, you kind of a toughie lot. We like a good scrap, just put like that, and women as well like a good fair dig now and again, and that kind of gets played out here, which is interesting. Um, and then we'll find out we get another character who's introduced, and that's a bit of a twist because it turns out there's like a cult going on here that nobody realized. Like this is a village where everybody knows everybody, but there's like a secret cult going on at the same time that Mary's in charge of, and then God, there's Jason tries to rescue his wife, and he doesn't end up too well, coming out too well of it, and it just escalates, and then it was left with a bit of an ambiguous ending. Sorry, I'm trying not to spoil it because I don't want to go beat for beat because it's actually it's well worth the watch, and I don't want to ruin it for you. Definitely worth the check out. It really surprised me. I'll give it that. If you've seen, is it The Fallen, the one with Jamie Dornan and what's her face, Gillian Anderson? It's kind of that sort of darkness, you know. It's that sort of gritty drama, but this time we've got a proper supernatural element and pagan magic, basically, which versus, you know, modern society. That's kind of brought in. And then we kind of left. She escapes, and Mary, that is, after basically wiping out a load of people who tried to take her out. She is brutal. And then it's kind of left open. The ending's kind of left that it could continue. She did have a plan in place, and the plan's left to carry on, even if she's not strictly right there. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So she puts her work into motion, her will into Cathy, and then it's kind of left. Cathy's under her spell. I think that's kind of how it goes. Quite a ambiguous ending. One of the ones that you make up your own mind. So there you go. There's a review. Like I say, I'll keep it short. Don't want to spoil things. We've done that with Haunted Grove, where we give it knives in the back. My thing is, I don't want to quantify the movies. I don't want it to be a scale because I don't think art's. art is subjective, and what I might give a 1 star for example, somebody might give a 5 star for, or 3. It comes kind of breaking things down. What I try to do with this is just give my initial. I watch the movie and then review it basically straight after or the next night. So I don't give myself time to watch it 2 or 3 times or to take extensive notes. What I'm trying to give here is my gut feeling on a movie I've watched. And what I'm trying to do is stay off the beaten path. So you can go for the blockbusters. There's tons of channels do that. Horror. You can go Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. You can go the main ones that the cows come home. I don't want to do. I'm trying to find small indie performances. Same as with the authors. When we do the narrative fiction, it's indie authors. Try to give them an exposure, and review them the same as I would any other movie, and same as any other book. And that's what I'm trying to give it the same. Trying to give it the same sort of respect as a mainstream like huge title. There's loads of people talk about other like sci-fi and all fantasy and the superhero stuff. That's fine. I'm trying to delve into like more obscure movies and just bring them to light and give people a chance to watch them, and maybe see something else. Because sometimes you don't need the big budget to make a tight drama. Like this one, not a huge budget. You can see that, but it's very character driven. And there's a lot of the like special effects laden stuff that has no characters whatsoever. I've covered quite a few of those. No, you made a valid comment, Chris. The idea is some people are more comfortable with that. They like to give things a grading. Some people like to see that and then agree, disagree. Like I said, I'm just trying to do something a wee bit different because there's loads of people do that already. And we did it. We did it with a segment, Adam Cameron and I. We tried one out. We did it, but it worked and it didn't, because then like I said, you're boiling everything down to a point system. And I want to talk about how I feel about a movie, how the characters motivate me, what I feel about the general storyline, and that might. There's some bad movies, there's some movies I've watched here and they're not great in terms of special effects or setting up, but the characters in it, they're small budget movies, but you can see everyone's putting the effort in. I've watched some bigger ones and people just not putting the effort in at all. I've watched smaller movies that had no business being on the screen. It just seems like a pet project for people. And I kind of want to bring that across. That's what I'm trying to do with these reviews, is bring that sort of thing, that feeling. Like I said, initial reaction as if you just walked out of the cinema and like, oh, right, enjoyed that, because I've been caught out with movies before. This is making me, it's a good exercise for me too. It's making me think. Before I used to just, there's loads of stuff I'd watch, and one of the years later, I watched that and hadn't a clue what I watched, or took nothing in about the plot. This is a good mental exercise for me now in consuming, movies. I've always loved movies from a young age, but now, because of this, I think about what I'm watching and I'm thinking, why do I like that? Why don't I like that? And I think more people need to do that, because there's a lot of reactionary stuff now, and you see social media, and this is part of why I do what I do. Social media can be poison at times, and people are like, oh, if you don't like this movie, you're a horrible bad person, we hate you. And the comment I always hate is that blah 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 blah, fight me, some wee dork hiding behind a keyboard and an avatar screen, haven't got the guts to put themselves on camera. That really winds me up, and I want to be the antithesis of that. If I enjoy a movie, I want to give you the reasons why, and especially soon after it, not getting myself to do some silly scripted thing. I don't want that, and that's okay when there's like 2 or 3 of us. we'll have talking points. We'll have notes with talking points. But even then, we started out. If you look at this channel from the very beginning, we started out and we went beat for beat for plots, and we were spending 4 hours in the stream talking about maybe 2 movies, and it gets a bit exhausting. Then you're almost beating it to death. So now it's more okay. What are the certain aspects of the movie? What I want, but I just don't want the grade. I don't think it doesn't work for what I'm doing here. Hope that answers the question. It's great to have. It's great to be on, Chris, and anybody else that comes on the chat. This is what it's all about. This is why I live stream rather than doing pre-recorded video. It's about the interaction. It's about getting other people's thoughts and feelings, not just about the particular movie, but this whole streaming thing in general. That's what makes this worthwhile, is that interaction and food for thought and debate. Discourse. I prefer discourse to debate. Debate implies there has to be a winner, and I can't be annoyed with that. The whole point of discourse is you share ideas, bounce philosophies, and that's what art is meant to open the door to. The whole point of artistic medium, be it film, books, even games, become a form of artistic medium. Anything that requires imagination, that is the whole point, is to make you think outside the box, make you step out of yourself for that moment in time. And then, believe it or not, it always helps you in real life, because if you can think about things, if you can imagine things, that's where innovation comes from. That's where you're not just a button pusher. And if you are a button pusher, fair enough. If you're happy with your life and you've found satisfaction and that's your thing, I'm not going to disparage anybody for it. But the whole point of imagination is, to inspire you to think of things you normally wouldn't. And that's what I like that's the whole point of this channel as well, as much as this talk about movies. I can sit and watch 2-3 movies a night, but this gives me a better chance to think about it, talk about it, share ideas. And I want to try and get these more, do them in advance so you can click on the link, watch the movie yourself before I come on, and then we're going to have a chat, have them watch the movie. The new year, I've had a couple of people reach out, so hopefully go back to doing the chats again. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about Let the Right One In. The book versus the movies versus the TV series, which should be an interesting one. That'll be a really in-depth conversation that Eugene and I are going to do that at some point. But yeah, that's the whole point of this here. Have the discussions as if group of mates around a table like you would back in the good old days when we talked about movies. It wasn't bloody a war of you must like this movie to be a good person, and if you hate this movie, I hate you. That nonsense that goes on now, because that is so exhausting. But there you go. There's my philosophy. Just threw a bit a lot on it anyway. So hope you've enjoyed. Once again, thanks for your support. Thanks for coming on, talking to me. Make sure you keep up to date with the channel. Do the clicky typey things. And until next time, keep it creepy. Keep it horrific.